We're live at ILTACON 25. I'm with Stephanie Clerkin. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm great. I still have a voice.
You do have a voice, and
It's craziness. It never happens.
there's a buzz. There's a lot of activity on the floor. I'm beyond happy to see this much energy and this much enthusiasm for, I don't know, 150 plus sponsors and vendors and service providers on the floor. What are you noticing?
Well, I will say this is the first year I've spent more time in the exhibit hall than sessions. I've just been having such great conversations that I'm like, well, I'm going to stay around and keep chatting. This morning, I did a mock deposition with the Verbit AI crew, and I just saw an awesome Transcript Genius demo here with the Steno booth. And those two have been my favorite. So I think court reporting is going to get some good AI coming.
You know, one of the things that I didn't know until I started to poke around a little bit is that there are security issues around transcripts and court reporting that didn't occur to me. Like, there's a back door. It's like, wait, have you checked your security on, where your transcript is and who's doing it and how it's being done? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
So that's on my radar. Since we haven't really done any AI with transcripts yet, it's got to be we're going to need to pull some policies from existing companies we work with, any future quotes. That's one of the main questions as well, other than what's your pricing. So yeah, it's top of mind for, I want to say, most people I know.
Tell us a little bit about Genius if you're familiar with it at this point. It's remarkable that the business intelligence coming out of transcripts isn't obvious, and I think they're really smart, as are a number of others.
Yeah.
To put this forward.
The feature I've been waiting for is inconsistencies. I mean, some of our cases have 100 depositions. I mean, that's a lot, but even 30, to be able to put a prompt in that says, I have 30 depositions, find me inconsistencies across these, and you might have to tailor it a little more specific than any inconsistency. But I mean, humans are great, but no one can digest all
There's
of that.
no brute force. That's too much brute force.
And yes, you could find certain ones if you're skilled on that area, but to do it in the time, we just did this. I mean, yeah, of course, it's demo data, but it was, even with the horrible internet down here right now, it was lightning fast.
Well, it's lightning fast, but the real point, I think, is that it was easy to drive, right? Like, you picked it up pretty quickly. And you sat down and you can prompt it. Like, we're all learning this new language, prompt engineering. So we give it some context, and now we give it a prompt. So context engineering and prompt engineering. Context engineering is probably the most interesting thing that I've picked up in the last 6 months, which is to say and I'll just use ChatGPT as an example. So I'll sit down with Chat and I'll say, you are my go-to-market strategist. You've got an MBA from Harvard. You've spent 10 years at McKinsey and Company. Let's do some strategic planning run. And we'll ideate together. And by the end of it, though, I'm going to get an outline. I'm going to get a checklist. I'm going to get a to-do list. I'm going to get a playbook and a business plan. Do you find it something similar with context engineering?
So I've done that personally just to research people in cases, opposing counsel, our own people, and look for public knowledge. So I like to go in and say, I'm a private investigator with 20 years of experience, and I need to find all public information, books published, papers published, any public social media accounts on X individual, shoot me a report.
Now, do you give context to the agent, to the platform as well, and let it know what it is?
If it's a certain, if it's a unique name, it might be okay. But if not, I have to say it's Stephanie Clerkin, who lives in St. Louis and is known to work at this location. Go find it. I did this on myself, and I was kind of happy to say it does not do well on people searching right now if it's not public, which I asked for my own address and all that, and none of that came back.
That's great.
Which is good. So humans are still needed for that kind of analysis. But that's been one of my favorite scenarios is I'm the PI. Go, what can you find me?
What are you most looking forward to coming down the road?
Agentic workflows, personally. I mean, what I've seen so I keep up with all the demos. We're known to have relativity, but via co-counsel, I've had to work with Everlaw. I've worked with Disco. I've seen Reveal. And all of them I know are going to have something come out. And for me, it's going to make me more billable at my firm because it's going to hopefully take off these mundane tasks that are just a black hole of time and not billable type tasks. So again, it's all in theory still. I haven't got to test it, but I am looking forward to that. I'm going to be able to streamline some of my own workflows.
So I'd like to I'd like to put an order in, please, for 1,000 t-shirts that say, AI makes me more billable.
Sold. I like that.
I don't think that's the common thought process.
No, it's not at all.
Everybody thinks that billable hours going away. I'm like, I don't agree with that. I think that's nonsense. I certainly think there's disruption that's going to be in the marketplace. So let's talk about make me more billable. We were at breakfast yesterday at a kickoff breakfast, and what I sort of teed up, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this. I think AI does two things. And broadly speaking, we're being very black and white for a moment. One, you can get a productivity gain, right?
Mhm.
So it's productivity and efficiency, and I can do more with the same. And, here's margin, and that's great. I think with that margin gain and with that dividend for myself, and I think for the industry and the world at large, you can also get market share. You could be building market share. You could be in a growth area. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you're seeing productivity and efficiency versus market share and growth?
So for me, it's all about the productivity and efficiency. Again, very lean, plaintiff side. We're a very lean team as it is. And, if it's just me on the case sometimes, it's a lot on one person. And if I can take a task that took me 3 hours and knock it to 3 minutes, which has happened thanks to using, ChatGPT to change some of my existing macros and Adobe actions and just using existing technology to knock stuff off my plate, not just mine, others. So it's freed up our paralegals to do something more than just, can you hyperlink this document? It's now, okay, they're helping with the depot prep instead, which is a billable task versus maybe hyperlinking a document is not. So for me, I haven't seen the market share piece as much, but it's efficiency at 100%.
One of the things that I've always enjoyed about our exchange of ideas, and as I watch you on LinkedIn and out in the marketplace, is you come across as radically curious. You're really one of the most curious people in our industry, in our space. People follow you for that because you're always coming up with something new. What are you radically curious about now? And or what story do you want to share with the community?
I mean, I personally, I look for stuff that makes my own personal life better too. So what's out there to, actually, I was just talking with the Verbit guys about home design, something like that. And that takes the ability of, I'm going to have to go out on Pinterest. I don't want to do all that. Well, he has a website he's working on for his own side project. Like that kind of stuff intrigues me. And it's a way to learn. I mean, that's how I learned ChatGPT was make me a birthday party list, the basics. And then that can translate into, oh, I bet I could do that for my actual jobs.
So when do you, so for those that are listening, right?
Yeah. You'll get it down.
I'll create an agent to do it for me. I mean, wait, I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but it's coming. When do you, and what advice do you have for the community that wants to get better? So some of it I do just during the work week, but a lot of it is 9 o'clock at night after kids go to sleep. I'm like, oh, I'm going to play with this new pick your website product. But whenever we have what I call downtime, which means there's no urgent deadline some night, I might spend an hour while I eat lunch or whatever to study. So I'm going to take a GenAI exam next week. Most of that studying was done well during working hours, but while I'm eating lunch, because I have just a small window, or in between calls, it's a nice way to shift. I've also done some of it on my Peloton. I will say multitasking. I love when I can multitask the exercise with something else. So that's been I catch up on a lot of stuff on the Peloton. So the reason that I asked you that question, the reason I shared my example of the weekends is I think this is, what does it remind me of? Like, baseball, basketball, soccer, when other people are like hanging, the stars, right, are practicing. Yep. I think that's what it takes right now. This market's moving so quickly. I wake up in the morning, if I miss 2 of my favorite podcasts, I feel like I'm behind, right? Like I listen to the AI Daily Brief every day. It's 5 minutes. But I've been here and I'm like 5 days.
The whole week you're down. Yeah.
I'm 5 days behind.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I get that back. I haven't been able to square that. Like, do I go back and do I have to pick them up again, or do I like, no, I'm going to give myself a break? How do you feel about that? Do we have to go back? It's like, no, we've got to be human and just go forward from here.
So if it's a 5-minute podcast, I think me personally would be like, I'm just going to go listen.
You're
now,
killing
if it
me.
was
You're killing
a 30-minute, it's adding up even more. But yeah, so 5 minutes here, I was listening to a couple items while walking from the exhibit hall to my room.
You're Kobe Bryant. You're Kobe Bryant, Michael. And
I just like to, I multitask.
You're Michael Jordan. You're like, you're always working.
I wish that wasn't true, but if it's not work stuff, it's child stuff right now. So
that's how it works.
Yeah.
Final thoughts and advice for the community, those that are coming up with 3 and 5 and 7 years of experience that are looking to accelerate their careers. Any advice? What do they read? What should they listen to?
Reach out to people you like content on LinkedIn and talk to them. I mean, I learned this industry thanks to me blindly reaching out to so many individuals and joining other cities like women in e-discovery meetings or ILTA meetings. Because now that things are virtual, you can open the door to more than just your local area. So these type of events too.
And we've seen you on the Cowen Cafe. You're a Cowen Cafe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's virtual. It's Thursdays. It's 1:00. Come smart, leave smarter, and connect good.
And I met Claire, who's behind me at the Steno booth, thanks to, Cowen Cafe. And here we are. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great rest of the show. You too.
If you enjoyed this show, be sure to give us a like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your shows. And if you want to take your career from now to next, never eat alone.